Hi, I'm Lana Smith and welcome to my Learning Piano series. Today we'll talk about practice, and it's a second movie where we will talk about how to structure your practice. Well, let's talk about these little fruits. I have grapes here, and let's imagine that it's a little music piece. Can I eat it at once? Yes, I can. That's something like this. You see, it's small. It's sight reading. I can eat it at once, and even for very, very beginners, it's really easy. Good grapes. So, this one you just practice a little bit and you're done. What to do if I will have not a grape, but a pear or big apple? Can I eat it at once? No way. I need to make a bite and then chew it, right? So same thing, our music pieces. Well, let's say I have a very beginner's piece, but I want you to understand, whatever level you are, it's the same approach to practicing. It's just different levels, but you're doing the same thing. I will explain an easy beginner's piece. And let's say this is your big whole apple or pear, or maybe even a grapefruit. You cannot eat it at once. Yes, you can kind of like play it all the way through, but it will be terribly hard, because if you're still start learning it, right, it's a lot of pressure on your brain. You need to think about fingering and notes and everything and play it all the way from beginning to the end. It's terribly hard and it's very discouraging. So if I were you, I would not do it all the way through. I will break it on bites. So you take a bite of your pear and you chew it. Let's say this is Happy Birthday song and has a beautiful intro, which is just D major chord. And if you're a beginner, it will probably take you some time to figure out that that's a D major chord, and yeah, how to do it, and what fingering, and so on and so on. So I would play it maybe 5-7 times, but again, watch out, don't do it fast, you do it really slowly, and be sure that every finger stays in the right place, and so on. After you're done this part, you go to next. Actually, that's the song starts. And how do you define where your bite actually starts and ends? Well, here we go. It's easy to talk about it when you're doing a song with words. Well, let's say we'll sing it. Happy birthday to you. And the time when I take air, that's the end of the bite. That's the end of musical phrase. And the musical phrase is not necessarily fits the bar lines, like in here. Because you will not practice it like this. Happy birthday to... and stop here just because the bar line. Because normally, logical ending, it will be happy birthday to you. And you play it several times really slowly, because if you will make a mistake, your fingers will remember it. Okay, well, here's a typical practice. Let's say I would do this. Oh, doesn't sound right. What's wrong? What's wrong? Oh, I have a sharp here. Okay, so let's fix it. Okay, now it sounds right, but you notice I made a little gap because I was not ready for that little thing, for the last chord. So I would take it even slower than I was doing and be sure that I'm counting aloud, because it will keep the flow. Either say the words of the song that you know, or you count. 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And by the 5th or 7th time, if you did it slowly and thoroughly, you'll remember it by memory already, and you can easily play it. When you feel that flow start going here, you can speed it up, but not before it flows right in timing. And then you take another section, another bite, and chew it again maybe 7 times, maybe 5 times, maybe 10, depends on how hard it is. So you keep chewing it until it starts flowing. That's the next chunk. And again, the next bite will be where you take the air. Air. That's your chunk. Now, after you worked your first bite and second bite, you put it together and play it again several times. And let's say you don't have much time to practice, but if you did it like this today and you did just 2 bites, but thoroughly, the next day you'll play it will be easy. And you can add more chunks, more bites to it, and more bites, and connect it all together. And then you will play all the piece all the way through and see which bite's still not good. So you just take that bite and work it a little bit more. And you are the judge of how much you need to practice. It's not times, it's not 5 times, it's not 7 times, it's not 20 minutes, it's not an hour, it's the quality of your playing. So when you start doing it really nicely and you're really happy how it sounds, that's considered to be done. Now, we talk about the easy piece for beginners, right? How about those guys right here? For highly professional musicians, it's a very hard piece also. That's Bach. And it's Fugue, which is a very complicated piece. Of course, you know, as being already very experienced, you know that Bach is not easy music to play, and Bach's music needs working by voices, it needs working by, like, separately one hand, separately another hand, put them together, verify the phrasing, verify the balance and stuff. So, from professional point of view, you know what you're doing, but again, apply the same technique. Do it slowly, do it by little chunks, do it little bites, keep chewing those bites until they get really, really good. So, this is how I would suggest you to practice, and you can visit my website, lana-piano.com, and if you're interested in more talk about certain subjects, please shoot me an email, and I will be glad to answer it.